All right, all right, all right. How's everybody doing tonight? Give me just 1 second. Be right with you. Just want to confirm everybody can see and hear me out there. Make sure you got the screen share set up right. All right. All right, sweet. We are good to go. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Driven IX presentation on Thursday evening. I appreciate you guys taking some time with me tonight. Always a little bit different when we're trying different platforms on here. So hopefully you can see me okay. Everything looks good. Sounds like you guys can hear me okay as well. So I appreciate you. I don't have the camera where I can see myself. So hopefully I do a good enough job to share the information with you guys. Don't judge the messenger, judge the message, right? So I'm going to share some information with you guys tonight. Do yourself some favors and go ahead and silence your phones if you haven't already. Take out a pen and paper, grab something that you can get comfortable in and take some notes, write down some questions. Inevitably, I'm sure you're going to have some as we share this information with you guys tonight. And as we go through it, I'm going to do my best to share with you guys some information about a company called Driven Trading and IX Global, right? And so a little bit about myself. My name is Jared Kays. I am the VP of Customer Relations with Driven Trading, and then have recently did a joint venture with IX. So we are all under the same umbrella with IX Global. We'll get into further descriptions about both of those, but I'll share a little bit about myself first, just to try and help you guys understand where I came from, right? Years ago, a little over a decade ago, some would say closer to 15 years ago at this point, someone asked me to take a look at some information. And at first I wasn't totally open to it. I was working a corporate job as a young man. I actually worked 3 different retail stores that I was managing at the same time when I first got introduced to the idea of a business that had multiple streams of income within the same umbrella, right? And so what I want you guys to think about tonight is keeping an open mind. Some of you can probably relate to a little bit of what I went through initially on my journey as I started trying to figure out how I was going to create my lifestyle, right? And what I was going through is I realized that for most people, including myself, there was a couple of ways that we made money, right? We either traded our time to make money, and I got paid X amount of dollars for the number of hours that I put in at a certain job. And that was how I got paid doing that job. And then I got introduced to a commission-based job, which I thought was great. I loved the idea of something performance-based. And so what got me excited about that is I knew that I was going to work harder than most people that I knew, right? And if I'm going to work harder than most people I know, is it fair to say that if I work harder, should I not get compensated more within the same company? And so I got introduced to this idea of sales and commission-based and performance-based companies. And I said, wow, that's really cool. So I can make more money by working harder on something commission-based. So then I got put into a salary position as I got promoted through the ranks, and I got into higher positionings. I did a bunch of store openings for the retail locations I was working with. We were growing our stores double digits on top of our own numbers, double digits year after year. So I was super fortunate. I was making, more money than any of my friends at that time as a young 20-year-old. I had the opportunity to go and open my first marketing office, right? And so a big group of us got together. We moved down to Atlanta, Georgia, opened a marketing firm down there. And that's when I really got an idea of what it was like to be rewarded for not only your own efforts of what you were doing, but for the efforts of the people in the community that you put together, right? So if I was able to put a strong sales force together and help develop those people, then naturally I was able to get a kickback from that type of, sales team that I had built, right? I built the team. I was able to help them generate sales, and I got a small percentage of the sales that were generated through that. And so through those connections, this is where IX Global and Driven comes into play. Years ago, before I ever was a part of Driven, I got introduced to the idea of a company that allowed multiple streams of income within one umbrella of itself. So it wasn't just me trading my time for an hourly dollar amount. it wasn't just the commission base that I had, and I could get paid commissions off the sales that I did. And it wasn't just the sales side of it and the teams that I developed and getting a percentage off of the sales that I did through my organizations, right? I realized that there's companies out there that actually will help you to have multiple streams of income, like trading, like an affiliate model, like licensing and selling nodes on the back end as well, like getting educated and learning about the financial markets and having financial literacy, really. And so that's a little bit what we're going to dive into today. So somebody probably invited you on here to share some information with you guys. I'm going to share that information with you. It is a lot to take in, so let it process. But what I do know for sure is that at some point in your life, you're going to be presented something, usually an opportunity like this. And it happens about 3 to 5 times in a lifetime. And what we call it is when a company starts to hit momentum and goes from a somewhat decent sized company that has a lot of rapid growth approaching, and then it scales. It kind of scales slowly at first, and then it shoots straight up, right? So the company we're talking about tonight is Driven Trading with IX Global Partnership. We're going to do a quick disclaimer here for you guys. I am not a financial advisor by any means. I always say that do your own due diligence, do your homework, do your own research, make educated decisions before you ever decide to partner with any company on any endeavor, right? If it sounds too good to be true, it might be too good, right? It might not be true, right? So just think about that. So none of this information is intended as an investment advice, taxing, accounting, legal advice, nothing whatsoever of that nature. But we are going to share information. We're an education platform. And through that education, there is the possibility for you to make money. But we always like to get that disclaimer out of the way. Past performance does not guarantee future results, right? So disclaimers out of the way. Let's jump into a little bit about what we offer. IX Global as a company, they started at a time that most people would think starting a company is crazy, right? It was right as COVID was getting going. And what they had originally offered was an education platform. And then they sell software and hardware with licensing on the back end. We're going to focus more on the driven aspect of things tonight. That is where I come from, a driven background, into the trading platforms that we offer, the education system that we offer on the back end there. I've seen this information, when applied, change hundreds of thousands of people's lives, right? I've been in this industry a long, long time. And for the first time, I've seen a company here now where the product works so well that even if you just chose to use the product to educate yourself and apply the education that you got, more than likely you would get results if you actually took action and applied what we teach you. And my job is to make sure I share enough information to at least get you to the point where, hey, no, this isn't for me. Hey, yes, this is for me. Or, you know what, this sounds pretty good. I maybe need some more information, right? Those are usually the 3 outcomes that we have from a conversation like this, okay? And again, getting involved in the financial markets, it always involves risk. Some people have lost. I've blown trading accounts myself. But always keep in mind that anything worthwhile does take some time. It is a process. And I'm sure most of you would agree that if there's anything that you're really, really good at, if there's anything worthwhile doing, if there's anything that's going to, potentially change the results you're getting in your life, then it is going to take some work. It's going to take some sacrifice. It's going to take a game plan, and it's going to take some time to get educated on that and execute that plan. So keep that in mind. As we jump into it, a little bit about IX and what we hope to do. The whole motto of what we're trying to do for people is to innovate, inspire, and impact your life, right? We wanted to create a company that allowed people to come in no matter where you were in your life, no prejudice, no nothing. Doesn't matter what your background is. Doesn't matter where you came from, humble beginnings. If you had, some of our like our CEO has a very humbling background, but he was able to turn his life around and, become a 7-figure trader. He's the top educator in our platform. And so that was one beautiful thing I loved about this type of business model, right? It didn't discriminate on anybody. We have people that were super successful that come in and add this as another stream of income. We have people that were on their last straw, broke, busted, and disgusted. Like one of my buddies always says when we have our live presentations here on Thursdays, right? What you need to know is just have an open mind, hear the information, and if it makes sense for you, then let's rock and roll with it. Now, what I was talking about earlier is that I didn't understand until I was in my early 20s that there was actually businesses out there that you could partner with, that they were more of a conglomerate, and there was multiple ways to make money within that same umbrella. Well, IX is that umbrella. IX Global is that umbrella for us, right? So if I really have a passion for travel, or if I really have a passion for trading or personal development or learning the financial markets, right? We have all those different umbrellas to appeal to anybody that comes into our ecosystem. And a lot of times what happens is one thing brings somebody into the ecosystem, the products start getting them some results, and then they naturally gravitate to other portions of our verticals, right? So we work in the financial markets, e-commerce, blockchain and NFTs. We got some massive projects coming up with CryptoLand. We've got a free event on Friday that's diving into more about crypto with our crypto educator, Noah DeFreitas. I just got to spend 5 days with him over the holiday weekend. So if you're tuning in the United States, I hope you had a good 4th and enjoyed yourself. But now it's back to getting on the grind, right? We also talk about community and leadership. We partner with the Bob Proctor Institute, and we've got a CEO challenge that is specifically designed to help enhance who you are as a person, right? So if you're ever going to build an organization and be a leader or somebody worth following, it always starts with who you are, right? And so we work on this process of continually getting ourselves in a better position every single day, whether it's through, drinking X amount of glasses of water as reminders through the program, making sure that we're reading every single day, making sure that we're holding each other accountable, right? There's programs within the IX platform that encourage us to continuously grow. And then of course, technology and social networks. Okay. What company would go from, I believe it was 4 million their first year to 22 million their second year to over 200 million their third year, right? You don't typically have that type of growth in 2023 if you're not using technology. If you're not technology based, you're going to be out of business faster than you even got started. Let's be honest. So there's so many advancements in technology. As we start sharing some of the advancements that we have and offer here, you'll start to understand why this company has shown the growth that it has. But those are just some of the examples that we have so far of what our ecosystem offers. I want you guys to take a step back and just think about this for a minute. I'm going to share something with you. I'm going to ask a question, more rhetorical, because I know that 90% of the people on this call are going to have to answer yes to this. Have you noticed a rise in the cost of goods lately, right? Have you noticed that inflation is through the roof lately, right? What used to cost me $2.50 now costs me $4. So while the price of goods are going up, not only is the price of goods going up, right? But what we get for that price is actually a smaller quantity. Okay. So what I mean by that is, let's say that something was, $3 for a gallon of gas. Well, now $4 might buy me 3/4 of a gallon of gas, right? So prices are going up. The quantity that we're getting is going down. The value of the dollar is diminishing faster than it ever has. And we keep printing money. And a lot of people are stepping back and going, okay, there's two choices I really have here. Inflation's going to go up, and I'm going to minimize the way that I live now. I'm going to cut back on how I live. I'm going to take away from the things that either I enjoy doing. I've got to find different ways to cut back. Maybe I'm going out to eat less. Maybe I'm cutting cable. Maybe I'm going on slower speeds on my internet. Maybe I'm taking the fun stuff away, right? So a lot of my friends that have that second or third car, maybe they're selling that car to make up for some of it. Because the value of those vehicles are decreasing so rapidly. It's like, sell it now before we take an even bigger loss. I talk to a lot of families, thousands of families, and there's people out there that are hurting. And then there's people out there that are going to jump onto, well, what do I have to do to make up for that? What do I need to add into my lifestyle so that I don't have to minimize the way that I live? Or how can I get even beyond that? If we look back in history, typically what happens is, a lot of times during a recession, a lot of people only hear about the negative side of it. All the people that were, negatively affected, that lost their homes, lost their cars, can barely afford to put food on the table. But what we look for is the opportunity in those situations to capitalize in the markets on it, right? Because what happens is every time there's a depression or a recession or the economy collapses, there is a lot of people that come out of that way further ahead than they were previously. A lot of people come out of it with more wealth than they did to begin with, but they just need the right information to be able to do that. And that's where we are right now. We positioned ourselves with the right information ahead of the curve. We're actually someone would say we're in the recession already as we speak. And so we've got to figure out ways to beat the deflating value of the dollar as the price of everything else gets inflated. So we saw that the value of the dollar has consistently decreased. We truly believe that there's one skill that can change everything, and that is learning to trade in the financial markets. And that was what driven trading is all about. That's where we were born from. We were born from the idea of, why does trading and being able to make money with our own money have to be something that's just for the classes, that just the rich people can do, right? You used to have, I think it was $100,000 to get into investing and be able to lose it and put another $100,000 in the next day just to participate in the trading platforms. But because of advancements in technology, now anybody, any ordinary person can set up their brokerage account. They can start trading in the financial markets, depending what it is. They can start trading with crypto. And it only takes a few lessons to actually get to the point where you can start executing trades. Like actually entering trades isn't very difficult. And our goal here is to make it even easier for you guys to do that. So as we jump into it, I want you guys to think about whenever you've had to learn something. Learning something new can be scary. It can be nervous. It can cause some anxiety. It can be exciting. It can be exhilarating. But the idea is not everybody learns the same way. So what we do here at Driven is we offer you guys multiple ways to learn. And for me, I'm a hands-on learner, right? I like to get in, throw me in the game, and I'm going to learn as I go. And that's what we do with the Driven Live. That's what you're seeing on the screen here is Driven Live. We do live trade rooms. The majority of our traders are actually licensed in one form or another, right? And so they're actually trading their live accounts with real money. And if you recognize a trade idea that they call out and you say, hey, that looks like a good idea, then you could actually enter that same trade if you wanted to, right? That one of our licensed traders is calling out. And that's the idea behind the live rooms. And they really start to help you recognize patterns of why they're entering the trades where they are, why they're setting their stop losses where they are. But it really is designed to help you to understand not only this is why we're entering the trade, but recognizing the patterns for doing so. Because the idea here is no matter how long you are with us, no matter how long you're with Driven, at some point, if you choose to leave, you should be better off, smarter, more talented, a better person, a better leader, a better trader, whatever it is, you should be better off than when you started with us. That's our number one goal, is that no matter how much time you spend with us, that you leave better off at some point if that's the case, right? We don't want to be one of those companies where it's like you got to get tied into a subscription and the only way you're going to make money is we give you just enough information to make some money trading, so you chose to enter the trades we send out there, and then all of a sudden you have to stay with us forever, right? But the idea is to get you enough education that you can build the confidence that you can go out there and start trading on your own. You start recognizing patterns. You start understanding things differently. And that's what I love about the lives. The academy itself, right? The Driven Academy, again, this is for more of your typical textbook style learner. This is somebody that, loves, give me the videos. I'm going to go through those videos. And I'm going to watch them, 20 times each video. That's how I learn. I'm going to take notebooks of notes. And I'm going to go and dive into the information that way through the academy. I've had multiple people, college graduates, that have gone through our academy saying that it is definitely high enough caliber that you could see this in a accredited college type course or class. It's actually been discussed in other countries outside the US because of the quality of information that we do in the education of the academy as well. And so again, that's just the second way that we do it. But the idea behind it is to give everybody multiple ways to learn. And then to make it even easier, we actually have an app that we use where we send out our signals, right? Our traders get an idea. They recognize the positioning of what could be a good trade. They send a signal out in our app. And if you choose to take it, it's as simple as there's a copy button that you would click on it. You can go enter it into your MT4, MT5 account, whatever you use, if you choose to do it, but they will actually send out their signals of what they want you to enter the trade at, where they want you to set the stop loss at, and where the different take profits would be at. So they give you kind of this trifecta of learning and education. So no matter what your learning style is, I definitely say go through all three of them, but utilize the one that resonates with you the most. I truly believe the live trade rooms are the best. That's the one I enjoy the most because it's live traders. The Academy is phenomenal, and the app definitely sending the signals out as you're starting to learn will definitely help you to start understanding how to enter and exit trades, and then hopefully get you to the point where you're being profitable with trading as well, right? So learn the skill, go beyond the copy and paste. This is just like what I was talking about before. So, I'm sure you've all seen it. If you're talking about trading, how many times do we get the ads on YouTube or social media? All of a sudden there's the trading gurus and all those things. And join my course and we'll show you how to make, a 90% win rate on all your trades out there. And you click on it and you start going through it, and then it's buy my course. And then they teach you the basics of trading, but then you're left on your own to figure out, well, A, is this information something I can actually trust? Is it viable? Can I apply it to what I'm trying to do? And B, who is this person? Where's the credibility on it, right? So what we did is we said, well, if we can take licensed traders that have had, over decades of experience actually trading, people that actually trade their live money, right? People trading their live money is a big one. I benchmarked literally hundreds, if not thousands of companies to see who offers the best of what's out there as we decided to put Driven together, right? We wanted to figure out what people were liking, what people were enjoying, and what made it easy for people to get started, go through a small process, and then start learning learning the education where they can actually do it on their own, right? To get to the point where if you ever separate your ways from Driven, you've learned enough that you can still go in and recognize what's happening in a chart, recognize what's happening on a global level in the economy, where you can dive into certain trades and go specific with those trades if you want to. So that's where the Academy comes into play. Doesn't matter what level of trader you're at. There is courses constantly being released. There is Road to Pro programs that are coming in there. There's prop firms that allow you to use OPM, other people's money when you get into it. If you're brand new, there's basic courses. If you like crypto, if you like Forex, I love our Forex basics. That's what I encourage, almost anybody. If you're brand new, you start there. It goes through the very, very basics of, what is a pip? How do I enter a trade? What is, a brokerage? How do I get my MT4 set up? What apps do I need to download, right? It just goes through a really, really nice fundamental basic education. And then it also goes all the way up into intermediate, advanced, and mastery courses too, right? And we're constantly releasing new courses. We're constantly finding ways to get people from educating to executing trades as fast as possible. And what we wanted to do is make sure that you don't have to go through all of the minefields that our traders went through. You don't have to hopefully make all of the mistakes that our traders made. And they want to share those secrets with you guys, because our goal is to help as many people as possible to change their life, right? When our CEO for Driven decided to launch the company, he didn't need to launch the company. He was doing just fine financially, lived that dream life that most of us thought about as kids, right? He's been my best friend for 23 years. I watched him buy, his dream car with cash. I've watched him help so many people. He's got one of the most genuine hearts, constantly doing whatever he can to help anybody. Some people taking advantage of that, right? To the cost of, multiple 5-figure amounts. But at the end of the day, the goal was, how do we get this information, this life-changing information that has impacted his life? How do we get that to the masses instead of it being stuck hidden in the hand of the classes, right? How do we take the average ordinary Joe, plug them into an education platform that is so cookie cutter, that's so basic and easy for them to start learning, start educating, and start executing, right? I've seen people go through this material in less than a week. I've seen people get funded into fully funded trading accounts of other people's money in like 2 weeks' time. Is that common? No, but it tells you what's available, right? It tells you that if somebody else can do it, so can you. If it took you 6 months to learn this skill, but you were able to add enough money into the income coming into your home where, maybe that $5,000 mortgage payment wasn't a worry for you anymore. Maybe that 2 car payments that you have, those 2 car notes, were coming in because you learned a skill that allowed you to generate income from trading, right? And again, we don't guarantee any kind of income, but if our retention and past predicts anything of the future, clearly we have people winning in our organization, or we wouldn't be the fastest growing company in the world right now. Look it up, IX Global, the fastest momentum company in the world right now. And I want you guys to think about something, is when a company goes from 200 million projected to do $500 million and then $1 billion in the next 2 years, right? That momentum creates more millionaires in a company than any other time in the lifespan of a company, right? And we're at that point right now where it's got that momentum to go from 200 million up to 500 million, up to $1 billion company. And when you go in an operation that big, right, I want you guys to keep in mind the trading aspect is just one piece of the pie, arguably one of the most important pieces. If it was a tripod, it would be one of the legs holding it up, right? But we have other verticals as well, right? So the idea is to get started, start going through the education, applying that education to make money in the trading. You can use the affiliate side on the back end to start making money. And then we get into X notes on the future side of things, like the 2 to 3 year plan of creating wealth beyond that. So once you get into the platform, there's multiple strategies that all of our traders have created. So depending on what markets you're trying to trade in, each strategy, you tie in with somebody. That's why I always encourage the live trade rooms, is because there might be somebody in a live trade room that you jive really well with, you vibe with them, you want them in your tribe, you feel good about the way that they teach, their vernacular is good. It's a lot like how you like to learn. And so maybe that's Driven Maverick. Maybe that's with Jay Adams. He's one of the best educators that we have on the platform. He's been doing it for years. I believe it's got to be close to a decade now. Arguably responsible for the initial swipe trade idea that you've seen in other companies out there as well. Just a phenomenal educator that takes his time and explains things to you in a way that allows you to, you don't have to have that moment where you're like, oh gosh, I'm so confused, I don't understand. He really slows things down and explains it for those basic beginners of what it is to trade, what it is to have discipline, the psychology behind trading. And it's not always so much about how many, trades did I win, but it was, did I have discipline in my trades? Did I take the emotion out of it? Was my risk management appropriate, right? Because I could lose 4 trades and only lose, 2%, but all of a sudden I get into a good trade and maybe I win 6%. Well, I'm up 4%. I'm feeling pretty good about that. And that's what we really dive into, is the mentality of it, right? And all these different ones are different types of strategies depending on what your trading style is. If you like binary options, if you like crypto, if you like trading the Forex markets, if you like futures, it really depends on what you like, what you jive with, and what educator you want to follow. And it also depends on what your schedule is like too. So what we do is basic to advanced. You'll see it in this text style, almost Netflix style type format, which makes it super, super simple. We're all familiar with Netflix. It makes it really, really easy for me to go through. I click on what style I want to go through. I learn about that, different alpha zones, whatever it is. And I can watch that video as many times as I want to, right? And for me, I would encourage you. I know that I'm somebody that I'll put an earbud in my ear and I'll have something playing. If it's something that I have to learn, I'll let it play over and over and over again. Maybe it's 6, 7, 8 hours a day for a week straight, 2 weeks straight. But the idea is I want to get to the point where I've heard enough repetition on it where I don't have to be thinking about it when I'm going to do it, right? What I mean by that is that I already know the information so well that I can recognize and execute without really having to take a step back and think, okay, is this right? Am I hearing this right? Am I doing it right? And that only comes with repetition and execution. You have to practice, 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 execute, practice, execute, execute, execute. And guess what, guys? You're not going to win them all, but because we teach the psychology behind it, that's okay. We don't expect you to win them all. But what we do expect is to be more profitable in the trades that we win that outweighs the losses, right? So the live trade rooms that we were talking about, daily live sessions, real-time trades, education and live trading rooms, there's flexible schedules and it's in diverse markets. So if you're a night owl and you want to get into some of those late night sessions at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., we got classes for that. If it's a 10 p.m. kind of thing, we've got classes for that. If you're an early riser, more like myself, and we've got the 8 a.m. CST sessions, there's early classes, there's mid-afternoon classes. And so what we do is when you get plugged into the information, what we want you to do is figure out what sessions make sense with your schedule, because we don't expect you to get on every single live session. But if you're going to be successful at something, you need to set up a plan, go through the calendar and say, hey, I can't hit all of these schedules, but I could probably hit 3 of these different lives throughout the week. And now my trading journey begins, right? We want to give you guys as many different tools for your trading education as possible, so that no matter what time it is, you can either hit a live, you can jump on the app, you can go into the academy and go through some of the live stuff there. Like, that's the idea behind it. No matter what time it is, no matter what part of the day it is, no matter what part of the country or world you're in. And then this is a little bit about the app. This is what I was telling you about before, right? So you just download here. It's a app you download. It's part of your subscription. And what happens is they'll have an entry price. And then you can see that that's your little copy one right there, right? Your copy button. You would literally just click that copy button, open your MT4 account, and paste it into where you want to enter the trade, right? How many people out there can copy and paste? If you can copy and paste, right? If you can open an app and copy and open an app and paste, guess what? You can trade, right? It literally starts that simple. And that's what allows us to get people to start feeling good about that, right? Gaining confidence. And even if you're trading in a demo account and you start to get some wins and some losses, you start to feel what it's like to enter trades and manage trades and understand the mentality behind it, right? The app makes it super simple, especially when you're getting started. Or you can use it the other way too and go, man, I'm wondering if, they called out this trade. I can pull the chart up and look at it and go, wow, I see exactly why they wanted to enter this trade. I see why they put the stop loss there. That's what I would do. That matches with my TP of where I would have put it. But the app is designed to help you get through the beginning phases and through the back end as well, but to initially get you to trading as soon as possible, right? Copying trade ideas and entering them as soon as possible. Because let's be realistic. The idea behind this is to get educated and then use that education in the hopes of making money in the markets, right? So that's really what we're hoping for. And then, of course, we have some other stuff on the IX side. Blockchain and NFTs, Web3 is going to be a huge part of what's coming in the future. Blockchain's not going anywhere. It's becoming more and more, what would be the word I'm looking for? It's just a part of, smart contracts of every aspect of life. It's going to roll into crypto land that we have coming in. You all seen the NFTs and the big booms that came out through that. Millionaires created off of digital pictures and things like that, but we're finding more real world application for NFTs at this point, smart contracts. And we're excited because we figured out a way to utilize that. I know that Debt is looking at launching something in the near future tied right into this space. I don't want to get into too much of the details on that because I'm not exactly sure how much I can share at this point for that part of it. But from the other side of things, right, when we talk about driven and trading and the front end education and executing and learning to make money in the financial markets, and then there's an affiliate side that if you want to get your monthly subscription covered, or you like the idea of sales and being paid per performance, we have the ability to do that as well. But then we look at the licensing nodes, right? The nodes are, what is a node, right? Blockchains, cryptocurrencies use blockchains. A node is a piece of software that connects to other nodes in the blockchain to create a network. And what happens is when you buy one of these licenses, it starts mining for you on the back end, and you get these tokens as rewards. And these rewards are tied to real world commodities, which was one of the biggest reasons I actually decided that IX was a great fit for what we were looking for. So they're licensing projects backed by real world commodities, things like oil, gold, water, Explorer satellite. They have this system set up where, we'll get more into that as we kind of scroll through here. But some of these projects are sold out, but like Explorer, for example, that's the satellites that they use to actually scan the earth and find the resources, find the commodities that they're going to use to back these coins. And so a lot of times when we ask people, have you made money in crypto before? Have you set up a crypto wallet before? And if the answer is no, we always ask, well, why not? And almost always the response is either, well, I don't really understand how it works, or I just don't see how there's actual real world value to it, right? You see these dump and pump coins out there, these meme coins with like, little fox on it or something like that. And somebody tweets about it, and all of a sudden the value of that coin skyrockets, and everybody's excited and they buy in, and then all of a sudden it tanks, right? And everybody that got in at the beginning, when it rose up, they sold all of their tokens, made all this money, and then everybody else is left in the dust hoping that that project goes back up. Well, what if we offered a project that actually was tied with real world commodities, right? Projects that were backed by 5% royalties of things like gold or aluminum, or our BEV project, or one of my favorites, which is DRIP, right? A freshwater project. Imagine a currency tied by freshwater on the back end of it. Some of you might be old enough out there to remember that the paper US dollar used to be backed by gold, right? The value of the dollar wasn't based on the community that accepted it. It was based on how much gold we actually had. And then we went off the gold standard, and we saw the decrease of the paper dollar diminish to this point, dropped like 83% since we've gone off the gold standard. Well, think about projects like this that are actually backed by real world commodities that continue to grow, right? That's where the licensing comes in. There's definitely a lot more I could talk to you guys about on this, but with respect of the time that we have tonight, do your due diligence, do your homework. Licensing on the back end is a great way to start collecting rewards. And I always call it an accumulation phase. When you buy one of these licenses, it allows you to accumulate as many tokens as possible. I'll give you an example on my own projects, right? I had, what was it? The DRIP project and DCM. I bought into some micros on those, and on the back end, those are the fastest growing projects that I had right now. So if you like the idea of cryptocurrency, you like the idea of crypto mining, and you like the idea of those currencies being backed by real world commodities, that's what you're seeing in these projects here, right? Gold, aluminum, Explorer, Beverage, blocks, all that stuff. But we can dive more into that later on, or get back with the person who invited you. The way it works is super, super simple. You purchase a mining license and it gets activated, okay? Your license is then must be activated before it'll begin mining. You earn rewards through the mining process. You actually can get an app. You can look and see what your rewards are, and can see what the value of those rewards are on every day. Like, you can wake up, look at your account, and see how many tokens you've been accumulating depending on which projects you've been in. And then there's actually a dollar amount associated with that, and you'll see fluctuation with that depending on the project. But I always say, again, the idea is to get the license, accumulate as much of the tokens as we can, and then 2 to 3 years from now, see where those rewards are and what they've accumulated into, right? It gets exciting when you buy some of these licenses and you see the rewards and you're like, holy smokes, I'm making, what looks like to be money on this, but it's just from the accumulation of the tokens, and you get really excited about it. But the big play is to hold it, right? We want to hold it for 2 to 3 years. And so different exchanges that we're on, I'm sure you've heard of some of these. We do have a new slide deck coming out. So if some of this is outdated, I do apologize. But we do have a new slide deck that's being released next week. So we'll have a full, fresh look on the presentation for you as well, and updates for that too. So pretty simple to get through that. The debt card, one of the coolest things out there. You can actually go into your wallet. You can go into those licenses that you have mining for you. And let's say, for example, your Explorer one is doing really good this week. I could swipe that point of sale and pull from my Explorer wallet if I wanted to. But let's say maybe that's not the one, right? Maybe aluminum's doing really well that week, and I want to take a little bit of my rewards from the aluminum mining, and I want to swipe, and I can pull it straight from that wallet too. So it's actually, an easier way to get the rewards from your tokens right at the point of sale. So obviously you can see we partner with MasterCard to do the card. There's 3 different levels on it. You can buy into some of more of the exclusive cards, but there is a free plastic one as well. So get in where you fit in. And then the other side of it too, one of the biggest reasons I ever got involved, in an affiliate model or in a company that has multiple verticals to make money in, was the community side of it, guys. I've learned more by surrounding myself with like-minded people that are ambitious, that have goals, that continually want to get better and learn, that have drive, that are motivated to do more with their life, right? You surround yourself with those people and you have no choice but to elevate. I was listening to a really, really interesting talk. It was over the last week or so here, and it was talking about if you were just an average performer, but you were in an office surrounded by top performers, right? Just surrounded by them, you typically would make 15% more than you would just by being surrounded by those people, right? 15% more in your income. But it also worked the other way. If you sat in an office and you were surrounded by low performers, not only did you lower your own performance, right? But you made significantly less than you would have even if you were just on your own. So what does that mean? Well, the reason that we want to be around people that have the success that we're looking for, especially in a community like this, is that they're willing to share their secrets. It's not like it was in school where it was like, you're on your own, you have to figure it out. No, we want to share and see you be successful, right? I want to help as many people win as I can because yes, the financial side, the financial gains, that's amazing. But once you start getting the financial side out of your head, once you start thinking for yourself and thinking about the things that are truly important to you, right? Truly important to you, right? What church, what do you want to donate at church or charities? What do you want to give away? How much time do you want to spend with your family, right? What school do you want to send your kids to? How important is that to you? Because money isn't everything, by all means, but it does help change and dictate the lifestyle that you live. It helps you dictate what type of cars you might drive or how you travel or what types of vacations that you have or what schools your kids go to or, how you're taken care of. If you get sick and something, gosh forbid would happen, it takes money to get the better care. That's just the bottom line of it. And I'm not saying that because we're the best out there. I truly believe that we have one of the best ecosystems for people to come in and start, potentially making money if they take action. I truly believe we have that. I haven't found a better system out there yet, right? That's why I continue to stay with Driven. That's why I continue to promote what we're doing, because we have made it as easy as possible for somebody to come in, get started, and start executing on the education that we provide to help make an impact on their life. Our goal is that even if you came into our community for 6 months and you didn't make a dime, you learned enough about who you are to become a better person, to apply what you've learned in whatever your next endeavor is. I remember my first affiliate marketing company that I was with, and I made almost no money in that company. But what I learned about communication and reading and developing habits was priceless, because it helped me in every other aspect of all of my careers throughout the rest of my life, right? So that's what the community is about, and that's what they're talking about there. We do tons of fun trips for the community. People that perform get rewarded. It goes right back to what we were talking about at the beginning of things. If being paid on performance scares you, then you need to either figure out a way to get past that point, or this probably isn't for you, right? If you're lazy, this probably isn't for you, right? It's going to take some work. It's going to take some discipline. It's going to take some sacrifice. It's going to take some time. But anything worth doing is. And this is one of the things I found that was worth my time. And my time was the most important thing for me to get back. That's why I decided to find something that was a home-based business, something that I could make money from my computer, something I can make money from my phone. Because when my daughter is sick at school, do you know who they call? They call me to come pick her up. Because I don't have a boss that's sitting there telling me to dictate my schedule. I don't have to ask somebody if I can leave what I'm doing to go pick my daughter up. I don't have to ask for time off if I want to go and be a chaperone at one of my kids' events at their school, one of their field trips, right? I don't have a boss to do that, but I put in the work in the previous years to set myself up in a position to do it. And that's what we're sharing with you guys, the opportunity to get into a trading platform with just one piece of it that could help you start dictating your time and your schedule, right? So it's up to you guys. It's up to you what you want to do with it. For $175 a month for our subscription, you get full access to everything. Everybody in my organization is on $175 a month. It's just the all-in bundle, right? If you're serious about learning how to trade, if you're serious about educating yourself, you're going to be somebody that wants full access to everything, all the tools, all the live, all the education, anything that you can get your hands on that we offer that's going to help you in any way to grow your business or or get you faster results, that's where the $175 a month comes in. You're going to get the Driven Trading Academy, unlimited access to that. You get the Business Academy. That's for representatives that want to actually grow their Driven business. They like the idea of sales and performance. They want to share this information with other people. There's a way to get paid on that side of it too. We do personal and professional development. Again, like the CEO Challenge with programs set up from Bob Proctor, one of the biggest gurus in self-development, who will help you with the paradigm shift of your mindset, right? A lot of times the biggest thing holding us back from the life that we want is that it's our own minds. We're in our own way. We want to start helping you ask the right questions to get out of your own way, right? Get out of your own way and start educating you with things that will help you get better results, that will help you start asking different questions, that will make you go, that will make you step back and start going, you know what? If they can do it, if a plumber from the middle of, central Wisconsin can do it, if a doctor from California, plastic surgeon can do it, if the gas station attendant across the street from where I live can come in and start generating income by simply plugging into education and applying that information, then I think you can do it too, right? I think it's safe to say that you can do it too. And the idea is to help you in all aspects of it. You've heard me say it multiple times. Guys, there's different benefits depending on the packages. This is, like I said, an outdated one. So that slide will not be a part of next week's presentation. But again, like I said, I am here to share the message. So don't judge this on myself, me being the messenger. Do your due diligence, get back with the person that shared you or invited you onto this call. We do podcasts for continuous learning and growth. That's our CEO of Driven on the left side. CEO Joe Martinez on the right side, Corey Cromery on the left there. Corey's been my best friend for 23 years. We just had a group of us up in northern Wisconsin, got to spend 5 days with our crypto educator, Noah DeFreitas, our market master. Jay was up there as well. And I just got to spend some time with the people that have the fruit on the tree, the people that are getting the results. And the more we can surround ourselves with those people, the more success, or the more likely we are to have success. And if we can't physically get access to them, that's where the podcasts come into play. So you don't necessarily have to sit down one-on-one with somebody to learn from somebody. We have the education platform. They do podcasts that they're updating continuously on a regular basis. For those of you that think the licensing is a little too much, we offer micro nodes. It allows you to start diversifying your portfolio. But what I really want to talk to you guys about, and what I'm going to wrap this up with, is times are changing right now. They really are. And for the first time, I had to take a step back and look at what's happening in the United States, the fact that so many other countries are not including us in a lot of the deals that they're trying to make right now. And we have to start asking ourselves, what are we going to do? Are we going to be the type of people that minimize our lifestyle, right? Cut back on things in our life? Or are we going to be the type of people that seek out information like what's being presented to you today? Are you going to apply yourself to that information, right? Are you going to get educated and start learning what it is to make money in the financial markets, right? Finding a different way so I don't have to lessen the lifestyle I'm living, and hopefully I can enhance it and outbeat inflation, right? Because people are doing it. Don't be the people that become a victim of inflation. Be the people that it motivates you to go, you know what? I'm not going to be the victim of this recession. I'm going to be somebody that does something about it, takes action, and actually changes the course of my family's life. Maybe you're the one that has to do it. Guys, there's different membership packages. You can get started for as low as $110 to get into the system and full access to just the Driven portion on it. Again, get with the person that invited you on here. I'm not going to go into all the details, all the different levels of what the memberships offer. I'm a huge advocate for diversifying, making and educating money on the beginning with the education system from Driven Trading. If you're not trading, you're missing out on money. That's just the bottom line, whether it's trading with us or not. If you don't learn how to make money in the financial markets, you're missing out and leaving money on the table. Technology's made it too easy to do it. A few clicks of your phone, and you can be executing trades, right? So these are all the different packages on there. Get in where you fit in. If you want to build your digital business, there is a way of making even more income if you want to get out there and share this information with people, just like somebody invited you onto our call tonight, just like I'm presenting with you guys tonight. Again, you don't have to necessarily be somebody that gets on and does a call like this, or if I don't want to talk to people, whatever. You don't have to. This is just another option, another opportunity if you want to capitalize on making money in all of the different parts of our ecosystem, right? Some people might only use the trading. Some people might only use the nodes. Some people might only use the business side for the affiliates. Some people use all three. Some people use the travel portal. The reason we offer those different verticals is so that what you enjoy and like, you can find something to get in where you fit in. That's the whole purpose of IX Global, is to find a part of what you're passionate about and then focus on building and growing your business in that aspect of it, right? And then get out there and share the other parts with other people, if that's what you want to do, right? So direct bonuses, I'm not going to get into the full comp plan on the affiliate side, but if you want to get out there and refer people, you definitely can. There's team commissions out there. There's a whole compensation plan. There's a way of making money just by getting out there and sharing the information. So if you can invite people to what we're doing, then it's really simple. If you want to just cover that monthly subscription, you can do that by, pretty much referring 4 people, right? And that's pretty easy to do, right? We've all done referral marketing. It's just a difference of whether we've been paid for it or not, right? If I go to Starbucks and they've got the new peppermint mocha in the fall and I know it's been released, and I go out and share that with a bunch of my friends, hey, don't know if you know it, peppermint mocha's back at Starbucks, and I just did free referral marketing for them. Or a new John Wick movie comes out. Holy smokes, there's more action in this one than any of the ones before. Bro, you've got to see this movie. That's affiliate referral marketing, but you're not getting paid for it. If you enjoy our products and services and you go out and share that information with other people, you do get a small reward for that. It's one of our ways that we make money on it. It's not the only way. It's not something you have to participate in. I like to participate in it. And what I almost always find is somebody comes in, they start going through the trading platform. They start learning how to trade. They're having fun with the community and they're enjoying themselves. And then they start executing trades and they like the platform and they're starting to see, oh, I can make some money with trading. They naturally want to go share it with other people. When you get to that point, get with the person that shared it with you and they'll help you. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, we'll help you through it. Withdrawal methods are easy. And then I want you guys together for the greater impact. That is what we are here for. So I know you have questions. Get back with the person that invited you on here. I hope this helps. Like I said, I am just a messenger. Do your due diligence. Research the company like I did before I ever said yes. If you're like me, it was an easy yes. I saw the information, did a little bit of research on it, and signed up right away. $175 a month for the Driven all-in full package. I want you to think about this as I let you guys go. You're getting in on this information for $175 a month. Just 4 months ago, before Driven and IX partnered together, it was $2,000 a month to buy into Driven's platform. And then it was $200 a month after that. $2,000 to buy in, $200 a month after that to get into our trade education platform. And now, because of our partnership with the conglomerate of IX and their fastest growing company and the 200 million plus they did in sales, we're now able to offer all of the academy at $175 a month with no upfront buy-in at all, right? So if you're ready to start making some changes, if you're ready to start getting out of your comfort zone and trying something new, we've got what we believe is the easiest process to get you involved in an education system where you can learn about the financial markets, start executing trades, and hopefully making some money, right? So you can make money on trading on the beginning side. If you choose to do the affiliate side, I call that the middle money. And then buying the licensing and nodes, I look at that more as diversifying my portfolio. And I'm going to do accumulation for the next 2 to 3 years, 4 years, and see what that really grows into. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that helps. If you do have questions, connect with whoever it is. I appreciate you guys taking some time with me tonight, and have a great evening. I appreciate y'all.